I apologize for the server crash, some kind of script issue. We got it fixed. We got our JTAC back up. I'm going to take off from Ramat a bit closer to the AO. We're going to get right back into it, so just give me a minute here to get set up. Alright, so this time we're going to try not to make the mistake of forgetting our in call of all the things. We'll get up, I think we're only about 40 miles away, maybe 50 miles, so we'll head straight up to CP Molly, which is 20 miles away, and so then we should be about 30 or 40 miles away from Harrar, where the Counter Insurgency Operation is going on. Again, we've got some experienced human JTACs here. It's really nice to work with those guys. It's a lot of fun to do the teamwork, so we'll see what we can get into. I'm so lost at airports. I'm just mainly used to the carrier. Got to get my check-in set up here, so give me just a second while I do this. It's a good thing I've written down that brief a few times. See here on this brief, this is what I'm writing down, is this information here, so that we can, writing down this information here so we can check in. Find some better tricks for flying and streaming at the same time. I want to use this distance to climb and get up to altitude since we took off so close to the RAWs. Snack float 01, Dragon 1. Hey, are you guys on comms? Yeah, I'm on TAD 1. Just contact me when you guys are up.
Dragon, snack float, radio check.
Lima Charlie. Snack float, Dragon 1, you copy?
Lima Charlie.
Roger, I am 10 miles 360 from CP Molly, Angels 26.
Proceed to the overhead 2426. That SA threat was destroyed on our last run.
Roger, firm. Overhead 2426. Snack float 01, Dragon 1. Can you send center point Echo? I don't actually have that in the jet.
Echo point is 10-digit grid to follow. 36 Sierra. Yankee Bravo. 79908. 61780.
Yankee Bravo 79908 61780.
Say when ready, game plan 9 line, and be advised we are under fire.
Stand by 1. Send 9 line.
GFC's intent is destroy the technical vehicle, shooting at friendlies. Type control 3. Bomb on target. Utilizing guns. So when ready for 9.
Send it.
Lines 1 through 3 from the overhead. Elevation 2855 feet MSL. 1 technical in the open, surrounded by disbanded fat packs. 36 Sierra, Yankee Bravo, 79908 61786. No mark. Northwest 660 meters. Egress to the overhead. Block 2426. Say when ready, march your churches.
Send him.
Final attack heading 015 through 355. Push when able. Send readbacks.
Copy, send. Heading again.
015 through 355.
Snack Flow Dragon 1's ready for readbacks.
Send it.
Elevation 2855 feet. Location Yankee Bravo 79908 61786. Attacks from 015 to 355 requesting guns.
Good readbacks.
Snack Float 01 Dragon 1 handshake on target.
There are 4 packs dismounted, oriented on either side of the road, and a technical vehicle on the road called.
Contact, that vehicle is facing west on a hardball road.
That vehicle facing west on the hardball road is your target. Call tally.
Tally target. Snack float, Dragon 1, confirming I'm clear. Correction, I'm approved for immediate TOT.
Approved immediate TOT.
Dragon 1 in 008.
Dragon cleared hot, or cleared to engage.
Snack float, Dragon vehicles on the move. Looks like they're heading north on a hardball road from last location.
Copy. Technical.
Guns.
Soft road. We are still 500 meters from the target. Good hits. The target is still moving.
Dragon 1 copies, clear to re-engage.
Dragon clear to engage. Snack float, Dragon 1, UTL, can you send new grid or orient from targeting pod? Dragon, say again your last.
I'm unable to locate that vehicle since it moved when I turned off. I lost it in the pod. Can you please resend new grid or help orient me to where it is?
New grid, dynamic west, 36 Sierra, Yankee Bravo, 796621. There are two technical vehicles now, one to the north, one to the south, with 5 packs in between. Arrayed from north to south.
I copy Yankee Bravo 776621, dynamic to the west. Snack float, Dragon, handshake.
Dragon, do you have our position on the hilltop?
Affirm.
From the hilltop to the east, 80 meters, there are 2 technicals with 5 dismounted packs in between a rig from the north to south.
Copy, standby.
Correction. 2 technicals with dismounted packs clustered 80 meters to the east of friendly position.
Falcon, Dragon, handshake.
Dragon, tell me what you see in your video.
I have 2 technicals. They are both facing southeast. There are 4 packs on the west side to the rear of those vehicles, and 1 pack's on the east side. It appears that they are in between the vehicle and you.
Those 2 technicals are your target.
Copy. Can you give me an approved attack heading, please?
We are danger close, 80 meters. GFC's initials are X-Ray Delta Sierra.
I don't know what that means. Snack float 01, Dragon 1 in 275, if approved. Correction, turning away. Snack float, Dragon in 245.
Clear to engage. Dragon, clear to engage.
Dragon 1 engage, 1 technical. Am I clear on reciprocal?
Approved for reciprocal.
Dragon 1 in 070. Correction, 050.
Altitude.
Snack float, Dragon 1 BDA.
Dragon, egress to the overhead. Stand by for BDA.
Dragon 1 copies. Send BDA when ready. Well, that was fun.
Dragon, mission successful on our nearest technical vehicle, utilizing guns. There is another technical vehicle 50 meters to the south, approved for immediate reattack.
Dragon 1 copies. Dragon 1 in 010.
Dragon clear to engage. Now until the target is destroyed.
Altitude.
Snack float 01, Dragon 1, engagement complete.
Proceed with egress instructions, block 2426. We are taking fire from IDF at the moment. Stand by for new game plan 9-1.
Copy, someone ready. I messed that up. I think we both got a little confused. That's type 3. That means I just keep attacking, and I treated it like a type 2.
BDA to follow, 7 ready.
Send it.
Mission successful. Stand by for new game plan 9-9.
Copy, someone ready. Alright, I just wanted to get out of there, get up altitude, now we'll get our speed up, get a little more altitude, and get in a circle around this spot. Try to find out where that indirect fire is coming from.
Dragon, say when ready for game plan 9.
Send it.
Three mortar tubes in a field. Type 2 control. Bomb on target. GBU 12. 2 by GBU 12s. Correction, make that 1 by GBU 12. Instantaneous fusing. Say when ready for 9 line.
Send 9 line.
Lines 1 through 3 from the overhead. Elevation 2693. 3 mortar tubes. 5 packs in a field. 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 20878, 61853. No mark. 1700 meters. Correction. West 1700 meters. Egress to the overhead, block 2426. Say when ready, remarks restrictions.
Send him.
Final attack direction, north to south, and reciprocal. Push immediate. Send readbacks whenever.
Dragon 1 reads back 2693 feet. Bravo Sierra 20878 61853. North to south, requesting 1 GBU 12.
Good readbacks. Say when ready for VDL talking.
I have handshake.
Good handshake. Tell me what you see.
I have what appears to be 3 mortar tubes and 4 packs.
Those 3 mortar tubes and 4 packs are your target.
Dragon 1 copies. So here, I'm actually going to offset a little bit to the right so that I can come in and turn onto the south. But you technically have a 45-degree window, so I have a very wide range I can do this attack from. Let me make sure I'm about 7 or 8 miles, so I got plenty of time to line it up. Snack float 01, Dragon 1. Am I approved for immediate TOT?
Approved, immediate TOT.
Alright, now we can turn in hard. Dragon 1 in 020.
Dragon, cleared hot.
Dragon 1 away. So I offset to the right because my targeting pod's on the left, and I watch for mask warning, which I'm getting now, but it should be good because I already dropped the bomb and already hit. Snack float 01, Dragon 1, Piers Shack on last.
Say again your last?
Dragon 1, Shack on last target.
Dragon, good hits. Egress to the overhead. 2-4, 2-6. Stand by for BD.
Copy, and I'm established overhead.
Mission successful. Mortar team destroyed utilizing 1 by GBU 12. Maintain position in the overhead. Stand by for following tasking.
Dragon 1 copies. That was pretty straightforward. I was able to even get the 9 line in and write down everything, or get the 9 line, get the grid in and write down everything. A nice easy flow on that one, so that made it a lot easier. We got set up quick, just pushed out to the south because we had north to south over reciprocal, so that made it nice and easy. Snack float 01, Dragon 1. I'll be off radio for 30 seconds.
Dragon. Snack float.
Snack float 01, Dragon 1's back on radio.
Snack float.
Water.
Dragon, we have eyes on several trucks with weapons being transported through the city. Say when ready for new game plan, or stand by for new game plan 9 line.
Copy, send one ready. Yay for moving targets. as well look around and see if I see anything moving down there, but probably not. I've learned to really slow down with the targeting pod. I've gone back and looked at videos so many times where I've missed something that was in the targeting pod that I didn't see at the time. So it's just good to be patient. With these clouds, I'm not seeing it. Snack load 01, Dragon 1, request 2024.
Say again your last.
Requesting 20, block 24.
Approved 2012, block 24. Salute your sensors to the easternmost tip of the city.
Yeah, firm. I believe if you check Handshake, I have a moving vehicle. Looks like it's part of a multi-group vehicle set here. We found him, I think. And for note, this guy is the east part of the city here. Actually, the one I'm on appears to be solo in a field, and looks like there might be more to the east of it on a hardball road. And mark point that location.
Copy Handshake. I'm going to generate a 9-line off of your grid on your sensor.
Dragon 1 copies. I'm going to guess type 3 so I can hit these vehicles as they move, but maybe not. Snack load 01, Dragon 1, requesting 18, block 20.
Approved 1820.
Keep moving down just so I can stay clear of these clouds, these moving vehicles. Yeah, looks like this will do it. that our endurance has gone down to 0.48. Man, look at how hard that is to see. Ooh, the other vehicle's up to the north up there. Or, correction, the northwest. And they are moving all over. Okay. Guessing he's going to give me north to south? Yeah, probably north to south.
Dragon, say when ready for game plan now.
Send it.
GFC's intent is to destroy those 3 vehicles. Type 3 control, bomb on target. Ordnance, fusing interval at your discretion. Say when ready for 9.
Send it.
1 through 3 from the overhead. Elevation 2750 feet. 3 vehicles. 37 Sierra, Bravo, Sierra, 214, 612. No mark. Northwest, 2500 meters. Egress to the overhead, block 16 to 18. Staying ready for remarks restrictions.
Send them.
Final attack direction, north to south, and reciprocal. Push when able. Send read back, send able.
Dragon reads back 2750 feet. Bravo Sierra 214, 612. North to south or reciprocal. All ordnance approved. And I am pushing now. I'll expect to be able to drop here in just about 2 minutes.
Good, read back, set and ready for correlation.
Go for correlation.
We are still good on your VDL. Can you check focus?
Max zoom.
Tell me what you see.
I have a vehicle adjacent to a hardball road. The vehicle is facing east, just off the road. I've had another vehicle similar to it moving around that same field. I believe it was to the north of this and possibly to the east. I also have at a T intersection 2 technicals possibly and 8 packs.
Those 3 vehicles and 8 packs are your current target. We'll update on the other vehicles. Call capture.
Capture.
You are cleared to engage from now until those vehicles and packs are destroyed.
Dragon 1 copies. So that's good, because I thought maybe we were going after all the moving vehicles the way it came out initially, and now he's clarified. That's why it's a cast team, and we do correlation as to exactly what he wants, that one vehicle that moved, and then those packs and technicals at that location. So I'm going to go ahead and turn in, and with a Type 3 we call commencing engagement, and then engagement complete when we're done. Snack float 01, Dragon 1, commencing engagement. So my plan from here would be...
Dragon 1 cleared to engage.
My plan from here would be to hit this and come back as quick as I can. I only have, one 82 LG. I'll see if I can get the math, but I might just go for a gun run. Actually, I don't know how many rounds of ammunition I have left. I need to check that. So maybe we'll just go for what we know, the Maverick. Yeah, 3 rounds left. No thanks. We're going to turn right just to help us line up with the north-south here. So we can do our reciprocal, and we're offsetting from the target and giving our targeting pod the best look. Alright, we're only a mile away, so we're going to go ahead and push out, get a couple miles, and come back on them with the Maverick.
First pass, good hits. These vehicles are moving south.
Dragon 1 copies. Should have tracked that in auto initially. Oh, look, I have a JDM left. I'm going to hit that last vehicle. Perfect. Okay.
Second pass, good hits. Continue to engage.
Snack float 01, Dragon 1, engagement complete, and Winchester.
Dragon will copy, proceed to the overhead, 16, 18, stand by when ready for BDA.
Send BDA when ready.
Mission successful, 3 by vehicles in the tree line, destroyed. Time 16:44.
Dragon 2 copies. Looking for routing out.
Dragon, before routing you outside of the RAS, requesting a panel check over the OP on the hilltop.
Snack float 01, Dragon 1, handshake.
Dragon, request immediate show of force. My location marked by the bus. Hostile units to the east. Make an immediate pass west to east.
2 copies. Or Dragon 1 copies.
Dragon, as low as possible.
1 copies.
Bingo. Bingo. Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
Snack float 01, Dragon 1, show force complete. I'm now bingo on fuel.
Copy. Proceed back to CP Molly. Contact AWACS for your tasking or landing. Thank you for playing. See ya!
See ya! Be very tight to go back to the boat, but I want to do a debrief. I don't want to keep you guys forever, and come a little bit unconventional to make sure our fuel is utilized well. Actually, we might need to go to back to Vermont. I need to find the TAC in for that. Okay, so TAC in 84. Much better. Okay, so we set a course line, we got our TAC in, should be on the ground in a few minutes and go debrief. Oops. I had the targeting pod still on.
Altitude. Altitude.
Gonna cheat from here and back taxi. It's been a lot of flying with the server crash. Alright, we're going to park on the backside here. Those hangars are all full. Let me see if we're going to do a debrief. Hey, can you guys hear me real quick? Sorry to interrupt. Hey, I just landed. We could do a debrief. I don't know if you're comfortable doing that on stream or not. It's okay either way. Alright, then I'll jump out of this. I'll add you guys to the stream here, and then we'll go debrief. Alright, we're all live then. You want to linger like a creeper? Is that what you asked? That was good. I liked the troops and contact stuff there. That was really good. I think I messed up. I forgot to call commence engagement because you called type 3. I was so focused on the troops in contact. I was like, I got to get there, I got to get there. And I called in, and I should have done it. And then I think I shot the one vehicle, and then I thought I had both when you said the BDA. And then I'm like, wait, we're type 3, and we kind of had to back that up. So that's on me. Yeah, right. I think, I'm going to take my own responsibility. I'm not going to deny my own, but that did cause a little confusion for me. Interesting. Yes, I have. Yeah, you did say that a couple times, which was fine. I don't mind a reminder.
they do want us to egress at the end of the attack and then talk to the GFC, make sure the GFC's intent was met, and then pass BDA.
Definitely do whatever they tell you to.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a little unnecessary.
No one here is gonna complain.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do whatever you want, brother. You gotta do what's right for you.
Just bear with me if I do weird stuff sometimes. It seems like it's redundant. It's mostly because either I'm fucking it up or I'm just doing weird schoolhouse stuff.
You just it's just where you are in your training. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you do what's good for you. Don't worry about us. You know what I mean? So let's back up a little bit. Let's go back to that first check-in before the server crashed. I checked in with you. You routed me to Naomi. How was that check-in for you? Do you remember? It was the very first check-in.
Yeah. When did you have a problem with... Yeah, that was fine. And then even when you lost the grid for Naomi, it was pretty much where I wanted the keyhole to be. Yeah, so
I made the mistake of
Alpha 8.
I overrode the existing waypoint in the jet, and I didn't realize I did that. So that's why I wanted to confirm, because usually I'd have the echo point in my target, but it was far enough that you said it was fine, so no big deal.
Yeah, I was tracking. I have my J fire out, and I was flipping through it the whole time. I was tracking. They were about 5.5 nautical miles in the danger zone, and then also 16.5 feet altitude. And so, with the ground adjusted, you were good at about 20, and you requested 24 to 26 for your fuel consumption, right?
Yep. Nope. And so I remember I got on it pretty quick. I saw it. We did a handshake. We did a confirmation as I was kind of doing a little inbound circle to not get too far away. So one thing I wasn't clear on, I don't know if I was messing this up or what, but sometimes I wasn't sure if I had immediate TOT or if you gave TOT or if I was just spacing it.
So what I'm used to doing is in my remarks and restrictions, at this point in my training, I have the most trouble with correlation. And so most of the students will usually in the remarks and restrictions say stand by for TOT, and then we'll take a stupid long time to correlate, and then we'll come back and have the aircraft advise their soonest TOT, and then either that TOT or push when able. Another thing, I didn't initially push you immediate because they are trying to tell me that when you say push immediate, pretty much everything goes out the door and the pilot will break rules and drop fuel or ordnance to get in as quick as possible, because that means that you need help in a desperate situation. So at first I avoided saying push immediate, and then the next few attacks I think I went ahead and just said push immediate.
So everyone I've worked with pretty much like push immediate just means at your earliest convenience. But I don't know.
Well, push when ready is probably better language.
Push when ready.
Yeah, it's just softer language.
Yeah, and that's fine. Push when ready. That works for me.
Yeah, I'll probably going forward. I'll probably stick with the push when ready, because they really wanted to say, like, if you say push when immediate, they'll probably drop all their fuel to get in quick, and then they're bingo, and then no weapons, and then there's see ya, you know.
Right. No, and
that's also not your fault.
What was that?
Right.
That's also not your fault. I mean, the pilot, like the onus on the pilot is, speaking from not being an actual pilot, but like the onus is, especially for the Harrier pilots and the conversations I've had with them, is like, be there as long as you can and get ordnance there when they're needed. So if you say push immediate, they're just going to get there as fast as they can within the constraints that they've been given, unless you're like unless you've already told them troops in contact, danger close or something that's really keyed them off. If you're just like push immediate, they're just going to push when they're ready to push, and they're going to tell you that. That's a pilot thing. Like maybe that is what happens, but
Okay. And that can be, I guess, well, unless we're just getting you as an asset because we're in a tick right now. I guess that's mostly a conversation to have before we even step off in our mission planning.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's just having good, definitions and understanding, right? Like, I'll do whatever. I've never been told that push immediate means, blow everything out the window. In fact, even when we got troops in contact, and we'll get to that where you said freaking something A, B, C, Z, I'm like, I don't know what that means. And then you stopped communicating with me. I'm like, well, do I shoot and save their lives or what? You know what I mean? But we'll get to that. But on this one, I thought we did a good correlation. I had turned off to make sure we had it. You said that was your target. I went back to my inbound route, called in. I knew I was going to get into the zone of it a little bit, so that's why I just turned off immediate. Probably should have hit some flares and stuff on the way out. I knew there was the SA-8, which I thought was really good in the correlation phase, now that I remember. You said it was the second vehicle from the north or something. And then I clarified that I saw it with a 360 radar.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was the only vehicle with the radar.
Right. Well, I was trying to figure how do I distinguish this, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I did see this
that
truck
was smart.
afterwards.
I like that.
Okay, so that worked. Yeah. I mean, I'm always looking for what can I add to this to confirm that we are on, you know what I mean? Like, what is without a doubt, this is the vehicle. So I did see this ZSU leave, but you saw the BDA and didn't mention it, and we moved on, so I wasn't concerned because I knew we'd probably be over its elevation anyways.
I was having a lot of trouble switching between screens and every time I went to my binoculars, it would orientate my sight somewhere else. So I was having a lot of trouble kind of keeping up with moving vehicles. So I would, if I missed the vehicle moving away, that was completely on me.
Okay, and I probably should have asked myself, and this is where the server crashed because we were going to come in on those targets. So let me pull up the next one. I liked how you said, hey, it was clear, and we just moved into, hey, don't worry about it. We already got that SA-8. Let's move on to the other stuff. So that was cool. We did the second check-in. Any issues with that check-in at all?
Did we? I think the check-in was just routing you overhead, right? I don't remember much more of of a check-in.
Yeah, so I think what you did was you basically picked up the game where we left it off, and I just had fresh fuel and more ordnance, so hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, the server thing came down to some scripting error, and the guy that took care of that, I got him on the phone, texted him real quick. He said he fixed it, and so I knew he wouldn't have another issue. So I apologize to anyone watching and to you guys because that's a disruption. But yeah, as I remember, you just sent me straight to the overhead, which was fine with me. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I think you gave me that's right.
I could have at least, confirmed LPRS codes and stuff that at the very least. But yeah,
I gave him again. I gave him all the same again.
Yeah, I do remember that. You did.
And then that's right. You gave me immediate 9-line troops in contact while I was still pushing. I remember that now. That's what happened. And so I picked up the speed. I was like cruising, and I started descending a little bit, knowing that I probably want to get down there. I remember we got it on. I got the targeting pod on, and then I came in and yelled guns. So this was the Type 3, I think, where I screwed it up. Yeah, because I didn't call. No. That's right. This was in the valley. I got one. Or no, I guess I hit it and then it continued to move, but I didn't destroy it. Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
this was where I was extremely out of my element. Um, I was just I didn't know what to do, honestly. I had never been in a situation this dynamic and this close before, and I was just trying to do whatever I could to keep it moving, and I'm sure I made all kinds of mistakes. I'm absolutely sure I made all kinds of mistakes.
Well, I know not this one, the next one I know I did. I don't remember what I might have made on this one, but I actually thought, from my perspective, what I remember, and we can go back and watch the stream. Um, Everything flowed smooth. I knew what the target was. We had our correlation. I started maneuvering ahead of time. I knew why you gave me this routing because I knew where your location was. Like, I was really comfortable and had a lot of SA on what was happening. So whatever you gave me information wise, I was good.
What do you think as far as my JTAC instructor here goes? Did I do anything? Was any of this an actual safety violation? As far as he says, he was Callie was comfortable, but as you as an instructor, were you comfortable?
Y'all talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the question.
Were you comfortable with how
um,
this went?
With which one?
well, was I doing anything safety?
Are you watching my stream in Discord here?
No, I'm standing in the kitchen.
Oh.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Well, yeah. No
The
problem.
first gun run where there was the solo truck in the valley
Mhm.
after I
And I
came
give
back.
you a type 3 on him. I gave you a type 3 on him, and he wasn't too close, and I was pretty specific with my final attack heading.
Yes, you were.
And then so that was I was I felt pretty good about that, but then everyone moved within 70 meters of me, and then oh, I see you. Oh, I didn't know you deployed all those anti.
Oh yeah, if I'm going down that low, I'm gonna I'm gonna make a mess on the way out.
Nice. But yeah, then he moved everybody super close, just right on top of me. Um, and
Yeah,
at
I
that
would have updated that to a type 1.
to a type 1, yeah, I was
Because of
thinking
the danger
probably type
close.
1, but
Yeah.
but
I mean, you guys were.
we're 70 meters away from that closest vehicle, from that closest Vic. I remember that specifically.
I don't think I've ever done a Type 1. Um, oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, and at one point you said, "I'm not sure what that means," and I can't even tell you what I said. Oh no, that's
That's a bad attack heading.
yeah. I mean, but that's totally on me because I think I just like approved you to reattack and tried to correlate without giving you a new 9 line or anything like that.
I
So
asked
yeah,
for
that this
reciprocal, and it was probably too wide of an angle on the reciprocal. I was wondering about this because you'll see, I tried to come in and one, and I think, yeah, you're going to see me. I adjust off a little bit and try to get a better angle on it because I was worried from what I was seeing that it might be too close, and I probably just should have called it.
Yeah, you're lucky that wasn't a Harrier. Good
yeah.
chance I would have hit you.
Okay, so hmm, that was crazy. That was definitely the craziest part for me. Um, and it looks like we probably all would have died, whether if not from the troops, then from that final attack heading. But that was totally on me because I was just switching back and forth between screens, and I wasn't really I had everything was fast and panicked, and I wasn't making good decisions at that point. So
Well, and then I called here, and I mean, I haven't done a lot of troops and contact gun runs like this either that were danger close, right? So other than the attack heading, I knew it was happening. I knew how close they were to you guys. I remember you saying that. And I know when I was outbound, I know I didn't get them all, and that's when I asked, could I return on reciprocal? And you had said yes. Then I called in with this heading.
So 70 meters, that's not too close to use aircraft. That's not too close for CAS. Like if
No.
I'm sorry, did somebody say no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, would this have been a good attack heading?
Which one?
I don't know if you can see now, or if you're still in the kitchen.
Yeah,
or
that's
not.
good.
That's
A
good.
lot of that, you're not facing the guns with a 45-degree ricochet fan on the other side.
Yeah.
Or 50? Is it 50 degrees?
Because I mean, you can see I came in on the reciprocal. Like I literally went out. Oh no, I did. I turned off and got a better angle and came back like super aggressive, right? Like I think I was actually on burner when I did this, which you don't really want to do. No, I was not on burner. I had a ton of speed. That's right. I already had a ton of speed, and so I used that to come around. I remember now. I had a ton of just energy right there. I remember seeing these guys, and I was just like, I'm going to get as many guns on here as I can before I get out of here.
yeah, yeah. Well, they mostly look dead on that pass.
Yeah, I think they're dead. So this is where all of this is where this whole they were shooting at you from over here. Okay. I was like I kept seeing freaking holes in the ground by you guys and I'm like what is going on down there? But you didn't tell me about it. So I was just focused on what you gave me. I figured you knew there was impact craters near you. This is where it was confusing about the Type 3 and I thought when you said BDA I thought like we were good that it was done. And so that's where I, returned back up to the sky. And then you clarified, no, there's another vehicle, troops in contact. And you gave me another heading. And we came right back in.
I absolutely agree with the BDA. Not, it's just, why would I waste time with a BDA when I have other shit going on?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
going to ask my instructors about that because I feel like common sense should be that you wait for the BDAs. But if they told me no, I'll probably do it to you again and be confusing. Sorry about that.
no, and that's fine. I haven't done, like I said, a lot of troops in contact, danger close, gun runs. I'm sure some of it, like I own my own on this. You know what I mean? Like it's not, it's a team, right?
BDAs are also nice. I mean, this is DCS where we have like Uber level stuff, and we can, from 40 miles, I can tell what a vehicle is.
I
Whereas, I can. The freaking Harrier, the Harrier shit's ridiculous. But anyway, like as a pilot in DCS, it's easier for us to get our own BDAs. Whereas in real life, probably not quite as easy, especially with older airframes or older tech. Depending on who you have in the stack, they may not have as much of a picture of what they just did as you do, who's just looking through binos or looking through a thermal.
Yeah, like for the athlete, like you 15 miles, 10 miles, really, to get a good clear picture. So
In that earlier engagement where you hit the SA-8, yeah, I can see that from 30 miles. I can tell an SA-8 in that convoy from 30 miles.
I'm jealous. Anyhow,
You should be. It's about the only thing that works.
yeah. On the Type 3 and the danger close and the gun runs, I think that could have been cleaner for me. I know I put pressure on myself to perform and do stuff, and I'm waiting on you, and sometimes I'm, waiting on myself, right? So to get my stuff done, and so I think it's something to get smoother as we do more of them. And I certainly don't want to do anything that would have, put you guys in jeopardy for ricochets and whatnot. But I have to say, I do enjoy the dynamic nature of that challenge and trying to get all my stuff together. So I'll own
Yeah,
my
that was
mistakes.
intense.
We'll learn and move on.
I I don't know. I'd say it was mostly on me as a controller, just not having making those panic decisions, not really being sure of exactly. Um, that was a really good learning experience for me though too, because that was my first non really cookie cutter simulation here, and I, if that happens, then it's gonna be like that, except I'm gonna get fired at and not sitting in my chair. So, I
Yeah, I
think
had no idea what you've been put through in the past, so I just did random stuff.
I do have a question here. As much as I want to get back on target and I asked for reciprocal or whatever it was for this heading, was it okay to shoot? Like, I mean, I know I'm not shooting in the direction, but like a ricochet could possibly hit here. Wouldn't it be better to come the other direction?
Yeah, north
Okay,
to south on that one.
right.
High
Because
angle.
okay, so come in from a higher angle. Okay.
That's the only way you'd be able to actually see it.
Oh, from the, yeah, you're right. From over here, you are correct. Yeah, and that's fine. I just have to make sure I pull off in time. Okay. Yeah, I
Good
mean,
panel check at the end.
we'll get to. I don't even know what that means, but let's go through this really quick. I thought the I thought this one was like super smooth for the motor tubes. I actually was able to enter the grid in um, while you were giving remarks and restrictions. Like I was doing it with one hand while I had another hand to write with. It's like double tasking, and so we were able to do this one like really quick. I felt, um, and then I just kind of lined it up because you said north to south. I just went out, gave myself some room, and came back. Did we already drop here? Am I past this?
Yeah, do we
so.
skim over that first attack?
Did I
Uh,
even need to? You
are,
don't need to give a final attack direction, right? That's something that always confuses me because they say
You don't have to
you
give any restriction.
okay.
Just
There's
how much do
typically
you want to
like
live?
yeah, you you don't have to, but pretty much we will is the way that
That's
it's been going. So
well, yeah. In your stage, all of the shoulds and the JPub are shalls.
right. Yeah, but this one was good. You just said I think north to south were reciprocal. I just went out, came in, had it set up. We correlated. I think like while I was on the turn here, I knew that if we got that done, I could turn in or I could just extend and loop around again. And I thought this went really fast. Correlation was good. I remember you asked me, what do I see? The 3 tubes, and I think it was 4 packs or something over here. So that was pretty straight. And then I think you gave me, was it the Type 3? Oh, yeah, that's right. You said there was moving vehicles. So I started looking throughout the city in IR trying to find these vehicles. And I wasn't finding them. And then I think I finally found them on the east edge, like right when you called in. I actually found them.
I I'm pretty sure he was doing us a favor because I think he was watching me go back and forth between the map and my screen and looking at your VDL and trying to correlate in my for my situational awareness where these guys were. But by the time I actually got to it, they would already move on me, and I was sitting there stressing out trying to figure out how to talk you onto all these moving targets that were all over the place. So I think he just stacked them in one spot for me.
No, you guys actually struck the wrong target.
So okay. I I
He
mentioned
didn't tell
this.
me that.
I I had mentioned this in my stream, and I had a question on this. You had said, I think, 3 moving vehicles or 4 moving vehicles. And I was tracking, and I had the moving vehicles. I had the one that I saw that I'd stayed on. There was another one that was like north, and it went a little bit west in that little field, and then it went back north and like maybe around some building. And I was like trying to keep track of it while I had the one that I had, and there was one on the hardball road. When we did the correlation phase, I called in, and maybe this is my fault, but I had called in and said, "Hey, to correlate, because you asked what I see, I saw that truck. I gave a description. Then I said there was some other technicals and vehicles at that intersection, and you said those are your targets." And I was like, "Okay, I guess we're not doing the other vehicles." And so that's where I think that got switched, and that might be my fault for saying, "Hey, I see these other vehicles there," and I don't know.
No, no, it wasn't your fault. I was tracking that there were multiple vehicles just going around the city, and you and I had looked on your VDL, and I saw that you saw some stationary ones, and I just assumed that those stationary ones were some of the ones that had ordnance in them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you got some stationary ones. All right, get those." And I so that wasn't the right target.
Unless those are the actually the ones that were driving around and they just stopped there. Are there other trucks driving around right
Oh
now?
no, you know what this is? This is. Oh no, okay, this is the second strike. Let me go back. That's right. So this is the first strike. Yes, there was other vehicles driving. So this is the one I killed, and I wish I could see it how I seen a targeting pod. I remember now. This was the one that was on the road, and I was kind of oriented like this. Um, yeah, it was like this, and I had called out this vehicle, and then the troops on the roadblock below it. Actually, let me get on that vehicle and make this easier. Yeah, so this is what I saw in the targeting pod. Um, Except for I swear to God, this vehicle was like oriented a different way. But anyway, I had called this vehicle out and these vehicles as what I saw. And then I had mentioned that there was another vehicle that moved around, and I think it was this one. Yes. So before I struck something, this vehicle was moving, and I saw it, but I had stayed on the one vehicle that I had found that we had already handshaked on.
Yeah, they did kind of scatter a little bit, and then they stopped. So this one to the that one there's that's kind of squiggling around. He went and hid in between. Oh no, no, that's a lot further than I thought.
Well, I saw him like up here somewhere, and then around, and I lost him in my targeting pod. And I'm like, well, do I stick with what I have or not? We'd already handshaked on it, and that's why I
Yeah.
mentioned it when you said, "What do you see?" Because there was just a lot going on.
I didn't realize that those weren't the targets. I thought for sure. Oh, they stopped. Okay, thank God. I thought you did me a favor.
Nope.
So one thing we didn't do that might have made this easier is when you said vehicles moving around, I don't think you gave a description of what that vehicle was. Like if you would have said a six-wheeled flatbed
Oh, yeah, good point.
versus a technical, right? I would have known then that these flatbeds were our target.
Oh,
So
another point I had on that first 9 line with your line 5. You remember what that was?
Yeah. Let's see. I just wrote down. I wrote down 3 vehicles. That's all I wrote down.
For the
I
SA8?
think I no, I think I told him 3 vehicles with ordnance that are
in the back,
transporting ordnance. Yeah.
yeah.
On the we're talking about the SA8 9 line, right?
The first one, the very
Yeah.
first one. Um what was my line 5? It was 4 armored vehicles in the open. And then in my correlation, I established the second from north to south as the SA8.
And I would say in line 5, that's the target description. The target is not going to be 4 armor pieces. The target's the SA8. You can
Oh,
include
okay.
it afterwards, like, hey, the target is a SA8 in a column of armor.
So that was a
But
little confusing. I remember
right,
that, but I knew the main target was the SA8 based on what he had given me from the situation update when I checked in. But yes, it was. You're right. It was a little confusing. I remember that now. When he gave me that, I was like, okay, but I still think that's the SA8.
yeah. Sorry.
I thought that was really cool for you to have muted us. I guess that's what you guys usually do. But the fact that you muted us allowed me to really have to correlate with you, and you couldn't game it or anything like that. So
Oh, you mean I couldn't
I
talk to you on
appreciated that.
Discord? I can only do it on SRS?
Yeah, you weren't listening to our
Nope.
conversations. You
Nope.
weren't listening to anything else, him describing it. So you weren't able to just kind of figure it out on your own. So it really did. Yeah. No, that worked out well.
But yeah, I do agree about the line 5 on that first one. Minorly
Okay.
confusion, but I knew the situation update meant that was the number one thing we needed to worry about. So I was pretty sure that's what we were going to go deal with. And I think I might have done handshake on entry a little bit too. So whatever. Anyhow, back to this.
Oh, your the handshake on, are we talking about the VDL handshake? Or
Yeah. So going back to the first, again the SA8. I think I showed that to you when we came in, which if we're both looking at it and you're saying, whatever, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and watch a stream like what was exactly said in that moment. But I know I had my targeting pod on it, and I as soon as I get it on, I call handshake asking, "Hey, I've got it. Do you see it?" Right, and then you can call handshake back or whatever, or we can use different brevity. But I always do that just so that we're like on the same page with as much information as we can have. Right.
yeah, that was good once I figured out how to view your VDL. There's a pretty lengthy conversation on the side, like, okay, I'm streaming, but how do I look at his? And they had to kind of talk me through that. And then once I was able to see it, then yeah, you were definitely on the right target there.
Okay. So I'm not taking away what he's saying about line 5, but I'm saying that might allow us to think we're on the same page. We should still say, line 5, SA8, right? Because you wanted 2 weapons on that one target, so there was room to be confused as to which target did you want. But you did say 2, and you did say that the SA8 was the target, and I put both of them on the SA8.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely I wanted to, if there was some damage to the other vehicles, that was a hope, but I wanted to just because it was a surface to air threat and just in case one of them was a dud. That was my thinking.
Yep. So pushing onto
As
this
long as
type.
they're dropped near simultaneous, because if you put any type of delay between those bombs, the second bomb's not going to be able to pick up that laser energy because of the scatter from the first bomb.
Those were 38s.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I thought you were using 12s.
Nope.
The
Not against an 8. No.
the 12s,
If
the
you asked me to
12s I
use
used.
a 12 against an 8, I would have requested a 38.
Why's that?
Um, I'm gonna have to fly over the target too close, and I can't turn off right away. I've got to keep my targeting pod on. I mean, I can crank off and get a little bit to the right and still have my targeting pod looking to the left, but I'm gonna have to go much deeper into that, or much closer to that than with a 38, where I can just drop them and be gone. Right? I can just pull a hard 90 and go. Which means if he fires, and I drop flares, I'm already in somewhat of a protected thing, and I'm already getting away from the missile if it's coming.
You should be able to launch a 12 from like 10 miles out.
So in this game, it's about 6 miles, I think, 7 miles, depending on your speed and altitude. So if I needed to go high and burn her in and do it, I guess I could get maybe enough distance, but I'm still going to have to stay within 8 miles because the stupid laser beam in this game only goes 8 miles. It goes 8 miles and stops like dead. So I'm going to have to be...
Did you turn off super hard after this attack?
After the... So that's a... hold on, let me open up that one just so we can talk about what we're actually talking about since we're going back in time. Let me blast into that.
Because I think he had you overflying it.
Yeah, but what I did is, as soon as I was comfortable with those GBUs, the 38s were going to hit, I just turn off hard. Right? I'm gone. I'm not doing any kind of lasing, nothing. I'm just done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't want to be there anymore. I mean,
Next time I'm gonna give you a SA threat that's moving around.
That's fine. You like to make things difficult, don't you?
And that's the fun part of dissecting and figuring out problems.
Yeah, no, and I liked the challenges today. Definitely made me work hard. I was waiting for somebody to start yelling on the radio, "We're gonna die!" I literally was waiting for that.
JTAC was sleepy.
Yeah. So anyhow, yeah. I mean, hey, whatever challenge you want to put, everybody in this squadron really accepts that. We're willing to, go after it, fall on our face, pick it up, and learn from it, and do it again. And I think in this case, like with that gun run, I think I'd have slowed things down. I would have tried to get an orientation maybe of where the good guys were versus my target where I'm being asked to strike, and think about that weaponology a little bit, and maybe say, hey, I know this is urgent, but let's come on the other way. Or, I mean, there's some things I could have done there to help as well. But I was so in that moment, I didn't even think about that until I saw it on the TAC view. But back to this Type 3, because I only have 15 minutes before our flight night, and I got to go eat some dinner.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then we have our full flight, so it's going to be a long day. Which, I mean, I should complain, right? I get to play a video game. I guess from, Exodus, your standpoint, how could we have gotten the information better other than describing the vehicles or whatever, and made sure that we Type 3'd on the right vehicles and not this roadblock at the intersection? What would you recommend?
That's more of just a simism with him having to jump back and forth between screens. Not much you can do about that.
Got it. But I mean, if he would have said, and I'm not trying to put it all back on you guys, if you would have said, hey, it's 6 wheat vehicles with, a flatbed, and I called in technicals, I think that might have helped delineate, but I didn't know exactly. You said some moving vehicles and these weren't, and you said these are mine. I'm like, okay, that's what he wants. And I even said in the stream, okay, I'm glad he clarified that, because I was thinking it was all the other vehicles like this one. So no big deal. Let's see. So what did you call it at the end here again? Yeah, because I just continue to smack these vehicles, right? I'm just hitting them with everything I've got.
Panel check.
I've never heard that term before. What does that mean?
What was that? Which
term? A panel check?
Oh, yeah, he had to coach me on that. He was explaining it to me. It would help me remember if I tried to explain it back. He was explaining a low fly over so that I could look at your aircraft to check for holes.
In my panel.
God, drop hot flares in our face.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, huh?
No, I mean that was cool.
I mean, I was doing it as a show for you, but yes.
Yeah, everyone put your iPro on.
Because you're like, get as low as you can, and I'm like, all right, I'll freaking cut your hair with it if you want.
Yeah, and I guess in the combat environment, it would just be called a show of force.
Yes.
But in training, we're not. It's not a, you know, a lot of people view it as not a good use of taxpayers' money. So we call it a panel check to make sure, you know, you didn't pop a rivet.
They really say it's a waste of money to do a show of force? That's interesting.
Because you're blasted through all that fuel, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
I burned 1,000 pounds of fuel doing this. When I left, I was going to try to go back to carrier, and I was going to have like 2,000 pounds left or something. I did this, and it was like, you're going to have 100 pounds. I'm like, nope.
You
Gotta
also
go.
busted our eardrums being over Mach 1.
Well, I didn't want you to look at the panels too closely.
Yep, looks good.
Yep, those are great. So yes, that's right, because I didn't have much ordnance, so not a lot of resistance, and I think I was in burner. I'm like, they want to show a force, so hopefully you got what you wanted out of that moment.
What?
No, but he did tell you, I think, east to west,
Yes.
and you came in southwest.
Oh, I did. Did he say east to west? Well, east to west, don't I have 45 degrees, don't I?
Yeah, but that you came in almost opposite direction.
This way's north. I see. You are correct.
We,
I may have done
yeah,
this. I may have done this because I was worried about fuel, but I understand.
we
It's no biggie.
that's a panel check. I'm gonna remember that.
Panel check. Yeah, I like
Question
calling it a
panel
panel
check.
check versus a show of force. I like that. I mean, if you saw me leaking a bunch of fluid and stuff, that would be good too. You know, it could be a fluid
Yeah.
check, right?
Mm.
Anyhow, I just go back to. God, I'm tired right now. I can't think about this. I know how I'm gonna do this flight later, but anyhow, I'm gonna say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for doing the close air support. I love the teamwork. I like that interaction. Even though this was a challenge and we pulled a lot of things away, I think we do this next time. I know mentally, you know, and it's a common theme. Slow down. Don't feel rushed, even when it's rushed. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I've got to remember that. But I appreciate having you guys and letting us stream this. So, anyhow, thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a good time. Good first run with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this before we go. What did you think about how this went overall, and was it helpful?
Absolutely, it was helpful. There was a lot of, well, one, I was learning the software. That was the biggest challenge.
Getting
Two, I
your
didn't
system
have
set.
a,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm used to
Oh,
at
that's
this
right. This
point in
is
my
day
training.
one of DCS for you. Day one.
Yes, day one of DCS. Also, barely understand how to use Discord. Couldn't unzip the file for the radio software. Um, yeah, a lot of challenges on my end. Also, I don't have an ATAC in front of me. I didn't have a paper map like I'm used to at this part of my training. So trying to learn how to do everything off of just what was in the system and then writing everything down in front of me was all good learning. I think it's going to help in the long run, me being able to do this upside down and backwards in all different kinds of situations. He was on the other end. He was like, here's what I would have done afterwards. And he just rattled it off with his head because he's done it 100 million times. And I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. But absolutely, there was, he put a lot of situations in there that I wasn't comfortable with that I had never seen before, which is really where the learning happened or will happen, in my opinion. And I got to do. He gave me some easy ones that I was able to kind of feel better about myself after. But this was an incredible learning experience. I know my other classmates aren't spending their entire weekend practicing simulations like this, and I going into my range next week, I feel a lot better going into it. So thank you.
No, and I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy to do it. You know, all the guys here at VFA 192, the virtual squadron, obviously, they're happy to help. You know, we don't have a real mission, but intersecting with one and helping people get training and reps is great. Having the other people that know what they're doing so they can give you that side is good. And so, anyhow, that's awesome to hear. I'm going to end this because I literally got to eat in 6 minutes and then fly with the squadron tonight. So I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for watching.